We find ourselves more than ever living in a world defined by uncertainty. It's easy to feel overwhelmed, to feel like the ground beneath our feet is constantly shifting. Yet, throughout history, humans have faced periods of profound uncertainty and upheaval. The Stoic philosophers of ancient Greece and Rome developed a philosophy that provided solace and guidance, reminding them that even amidst chaos, inner peace was attainable. The Stoics understood that true strength lies not in seeking to control the uncontrollable, but in mastering ourselves. They recognized that our thoughts shape our emotions, influence our actions, and ultimately determine the quality of our lives. By understanding and redirecting our thoughts, we can become more resilient, virtuous, and happier individuals. This idea that we can choose our response to any given situation is incredibly empowering. Even when faced with challenges and setbacks, we're not powerless. We can choose to view these challenges as opportunities for growth and learning. This is where the true power of Stoicism lies. The Stoics were not some esoteric group of philosophers detached from the realities of life. Many of the most prominent Stoics held positions of great power and influence. Marcus Aurelius was the emperor of Rome, Seneca was a renowned playwright and advisor to emperors, and Epictetus, though born a slave, became a respected teacher. These individuals grappled with the very real challenges of leadership and responsibility. They found solace and strength in the principles of Stoicism, applying them to their personal lives and roles as leaders. Stoicism is a practical philosophy, forged in the fires of real-world experience. It offers timeless wisdom applicable to the challenges we face today. Let's talk about control, or rather the illusion of it. We humans like to feel in control, but life often throws us curveballs. The Stoics recognized this struggle and offered a powerful tool, the dichotomy of control. This principle states that some things are within our control and some things are not. What falls under our control? Our thoughts, judgments, reactions, and actions. We can choose how we perceive a situation, how we respond to a challenge, and how we treat others. The external world, however, is outside our direct control. We can influence it, but we cannot control it absolutely. And that is perfectly all right. Accepting that we cannot control everything doesn't mean resigning ourselves to passivity. It's about recognizing that our energy is best spent on the things we can actually change. When we focus on what we can control, we step into our power. We become active participants in our own lives, choosing courage over fear and action over inaction. Imagine a ship caught in a storm. The captain cannot control the wind or the waves, but he can adjust the sails and steer the ship. Similarly, we cannot control the storms life throws our way, but we can control how we weather them. This acceptance of the uncontrollable is about letting go of the need to control everything. It's about finding peace in the present moment, even amidst chaos. In that peace, we find clarity, strength, and the ability to navigate the storm with grace. One of the most liberating aspects of Stoicism is its emphasis on perspective. The Stoics understood that our perception shapes our reality. Two people can experience the same event, but have vastly different interpretations of it. This is where the Stoic practice of reframing comes in. Reframing is about consciously choosing to view a situation from a different angle. It's about challenging our initial assumptions and looking for the potential good, even in seemingly negative situations. The Stoics often use the analogy of a play. We don't get to choose our roles, but we can choose how we play them. The world around us is a messy place, but the Stoics believed in active engagement. They recognized that we are all part of something larger than ourselves. With that membership comes a responsibility to contribute and work towards a better future. The Stoic approach is one of reasoned discourse, seeking understanding and engaging with empathy and respect. We cannot control the actions of others, but we can control our own reactions. We can choose to engage with civility and respect, focusing on what unites us rather than what divides us. In doing so, we contribute to a more harmonious and productive society. The economy is a constant source of anxiety, but the Stoics have wisdom for us here. We cannot control the global economy, but we can control our own financial behavior and outlook. The Stoics emphasized living within our means, avoiding unnecessary debt, and cultivating contentment with what we have. This doesn't mean we shouldn't strive for more, but we shouldn't attach our sense of self-worth to external markers of success. True security comes from within. We can choose to view economic downturns as opportunities for innovation and reassessing our priorities. A crucial Stoic concept is detachment from the outcome. This means focusing on what we can control, our efforts, intentions, and actions. Imagine a farmer planting seeds. He does everything within his power to ensure a bountiful harvest, but cannot control the weather or pests. He does his part, knowing that the outcome is not entirely in his hands. The same applies to all aspects of life. We focus on our efforts and let go of the need to control the outcome. This detachment frees us to act with greater clarity, purpose, and resilience. Let's address the fear of the unknown and uncertainty. The Stoics remind us that fear is a product of our minds, not the external event itself. We imagine worst-case scenarios and allow these fears to dictate our actions. The Stoics didn't advocate for ignoring our fears, but recognized that most of our fears are irrational or exaggerated. To overcome these fears, we must first acknowledge them and examine them. Question their validity and base them on facts rather than assumptions. More often than not, our fears are far less substantial when exposed to the light of reason. The Stoics had a powerful practice, amor fati, love your fate. This means embracing the totality of life, recognizing that even in hardship there is opportunity for growth. Think of a blacksmith forging a sword, enduring hardship to emerge stronger. The challenges we face are opportunities for tempering our spirits and shaping us into the best versions of ourselves. Amor fati is about accepting that we don't always get to choose what happens to us, but we always get to choose how we respond. It's about finding the good, even in adversity. In that acceptance, we find a profound sense of peace, knowing we have the inner strength to meet whatever life throws our way. One of the most effective antidotes to fear is presence. The Stoics emphasize the importance of living in the present moment. The past is gone, the future is uncertain, and the only thing we truly have is this present moment. Fear exists only in the realm of our thoughts and anxieties about what might be. The Stoics develop practical techniques for cultivating presence, such as negative visualization. By contemplating the impermanence of things, we develop a deeper appreciation for them in the present. We begin to cherish each moment, knowing that nothing lasts forever. As we've journeyed through the core tenets of Stoicism, I trust you've begun to sense its power, its practicality, its relevance in our rapidly changing world. It's not about suppressing emotions, becoming unfeeling robots. It's about harnessing our emotions, understanding them, so they don't control us, dictate our actions, limit our potential. Remember the dichotomy of control. Internalize it. Our thoughts, our reactions, those are our domain. We choose how we interpret events, how we respond to adversity. External events, they'll ebb and flow like the tide, but our inner state, that's the bedrock on which we build resilience. Embrace the uncontrollable. Not with apathy, but with a clear understanding that our energy is precious, best spent on what we can influence directly. This is not surrender, but strategic allocation of our willpower, our focus. We become active participants in our lives, not passive recipients of fate's whims. And when the world feels particularly chaotic, remember the Stoic citizen. Engage with your community, your society, but do so with reason, with empathy, with a willingness to understand perspectives different from your own. This doesn't mean abandoning your principles, but rather embodying them in a way that fosters dialogue, not division. The Stoics, they weren't ivory tower philosophers detached from the realities of life. They were emperors, playwrights, advisors, people who grappled with real-world challenges, uncertainty on a grand scale. And they found solace, strength in these very principles we've been discussing. Remember Marcus Aurelius, Emperor of Rome, finding solace amidst war and plague? His meditations, filled with Stoic wisdom, they weren't just personal reflections, they were a guidebook for leadership, for navigating the tumultuous sea of external events with a calm, steady hand. Economic uncertainty got you down? Remember that too is external. Focus on what you can control, your financial habits, your outlook on wealth, your definition of success. The Stoics emphasized contentment, living within one's means, not as a form of deprivation, but as a pathway to genuine security, one not dependent on the fickle whims of the market. And when fear rears its head, as it inevitably will, remember, fear is of the mind. Acknowledge it, examine it, question its validity. Often we'll find these fears are shadows, lacking substance when exposed to the light of reason. One of the most beautiful aspects of Stoicism is its emphasis on perspective. The same event can be interpreted in countless ways. Choose to reframe, to look for the opportunity, the lesson, even amidst hardship. This is not delusion, but a conscious decision to focus on what empowers us, what moves us forward. Remember the analogy of the play. We don't always choose our roles, but we choose how we play them. We can be consumed by the drama, or we can approach our part with dignity, grace, even a touch of humor. This, my friends, is the essence of Stoic strength. And when the weight of the world feels heavy, remember amor fati. Love your fate. Embrace the totality of life, the good, the bad, the unexpected twists and turns. This is not passive acceptance, but an understanding that even in hardship there's opportunity for growth, for becoming the best versions of ourselves. The blacksmith forging a sword, that image, keep it close. The metal is broken down, reforged, tempered through fire and pressure. We too are shaped by life's challenges, made stronger, more resilient, more refined. In a world saturated with information, with instant gratification, with a constant barrage of external stimuli, Stoicism offers a sanctuary, a space for inner stillness, for reflection. It's a philosophy for the digital age, a way to navigate the complexities of modern life with clarity, purpose, and resilience. Remember, the present moment, that's all we truly have. The past is gone, the future uncertain. Cultivate presence, anchor yourself in the now. Practice gratitude for what you have, for each breath, each interaction, each experience. The Stoics, they weren't perfect beings, devoid of emotions. They were human, just like us. They felt fear, anger, joy, grief, but they understood these emotions didn't have to control them. They developed practices, techniques to navigate the storms of life with courage, wisdom, and a deep-seated tranquility. And that's my hope for you, that by incorporating these Stoic principles into your own life, you too can weather any storm, emerge stronger, more resilient, more equipped to face whatever challenges life throws your way. Remember, the strength you seek is already within you. Stoicism simply provides the map, the compass, to help you find it. Thank you for watching, and remember, stay strong, stay Stoic.